Hey everyone, welcome to Lunchtime Goals with me, Wanda Martin, where we break for eight, which means for 8 minutes, I get to share with you one goal setting tip that's going to educate you and it's going to motivate you to reach your goals. Okay, so the reason why I hang out with you guys for 8 minutes is because the University of Scranton, they did a research and they discovered that 92% of Americans who set their goals, they never achieved them. 92%, which means only 8% of Americans, 8%, only 8% of Americans who set their goals, they actually achieve their goals. And so my goal is to get you guys to be a part of that's right. My goal is to get you guys to be a part of the 8%. And so the way that I do that is I come on here every Wednesday at 12 noon for 8 minutes, and I share with you one goal setting tip that's going to educate you and it's going to motivate you to reach your goals. Now, with that being said, today I want to talk to you about something that I consider the number one enemy to goal setting. And that is this thing called procrastination. Yes, we're going to talk about procrastination. Now, what is procrastination? Now, I'm glad you asked. Procrastination is this: it's simply putting off a task or a goal and doing something that is less important instead. It is simply putting off a task or a goal so that you can do something that's less important instead. So now let's be honest. How many of you guys struggle with procrastination? Now it's just us on here. So let's be honest. How many of us struggle with procrastination? If you struggle with procrastination, go ahead and type me in the comment section. Let me see how many people struggle with procrastination. Go ahead and type me for me if you struggle with procrastination. So that means maybe you're putting off getting your car washed, or maybe you're procrastinating and paying a bill, or writing a book, or doing laundry, whatever. If you struggle with any type of procrastination, go ahead and type me in the, okay, Tanya, say yes, me. You're not the only one. I have a particular area that I struggle with the procrastination in as well. And so the truth be told, all of us struggle with this thing called procrastination. And here's the thing about procrastination: it's nothing but a trap. And it really sets me up to the reason why I really want to talk about procrastination today. And that is because it is a trap. I believe procrastination is a trap from the devil that robs us of our time. Now, here's the thing: you may not realize it, but when you tend to put things off to the last minute, or when you tend to put things off and not do it, you could be putting things off, or you could be putting off the plan of God for manifesting in your life. Now, some of you all may not have realized or looked at anything like that, but that could be it. The very thing that you're putting off to the last minute could be the very thing that you're putting off that God wants to bring to pass in your life. So you could be putting off the plan of God from actually manifesting or for actually showing up in your life. And so what am I saying? Listen, you don't have another week, you don't have another year, you don't even have a month to waste. It is now for you to set aside procrastination, and so that you can go after your goals, so that you can reach your goals, and look, and so that you can get everything that God has for you. So that's one reason why I think it's so important to talk about procrastination today, is because it's a trap. But here's the second reason. It's because statistics have said that 20% of Americans are chronic procrastinators. 20% of Americans are chronic procrastinators. I like to say they struggle with the tomorrow mentality. So in other words, I'll write the book tomorrow, or I'll eat better tomorrow, or I'll work out tomorrow, or I'll pay that bill tomorrow, or I'll do it tomorrow. So they struggle with this tomorrow mentality, and they don't realize that they're sabotaging their own efforts to reaching their goals. And so with that being said, I think it's important again to talk about procrastination, because we don't want to be a part of that 20%. We don't want to have the tomorrow mentality. We want to have a do it now mentality, so we can get it done now, and so that we can reach our goals and manifest everything that we believe that God has for us. So that's the second reason why it's important to talk about procrastination. But here's the third reason. It's because procrastination, it slows you down. I mean, I don't know about you, but it slows me down. And so procrastination, it slows you down from reaching your goals. It slows you down from reaching your dreams. And also it slows you down from being a part of it slows you down from being a part of the 8%. And so we want to get rid of procrastination because it has a way of slowing us down. Now, here's the thing. If procrastination do all of these things, then why do we procrastinate? Again, that is such a good question. And so what I'm about to do, I'm about to share with you real quick 5 good reasons, or I shouldn't even say good reasons, but 5 reasons why most people procrastinate, especially when it comes to their goals. Why most people procrastinate, especially when it comes to their goals. Now, here's the thing. Now, I want you to try to identify if you fit in one of those reasons, because if so, I want you to tackle that so you can get rid of the procrastination, so you can reach your goals, and so that you can see your goals come to pass in your life. So, you guys ready? Okay, now let's go. Now, the first reason behind procrastination is this thing called being a perfectionist. Being a perfectionist. You know, some perfectionists, some procrastinators are known for being perfectionists. Because perfectionists have unrealistic expectations of themselves, or they're afraid to make mistakes, what they do, they sometimes start things, but they don't finish it. Why? Because it's not perfect. Or maybe, they're stickler for minor details. Everything has to be right. And, they stress out if things are not just right. If just one little detail is out of whack or is not where it's supposed to be. When things are just not perfect, what happens? They stress themselves out. They become too overwhelmed. And what will they wind up doing? Just setting aside that task or setting aside that goal. Now, here's the thing. If this is you, if you struggle with being a perfectionist, I just want to find out who struggles with being a perfectionist. I know that was one of my hangups. I was a perfectionist about everything. And I can still be a perfectionist in some areas, which is not good at all. But here's the thing. If this is you, if this type of procrastination is something that you do because of being a perfectionist, then you have to understand this one thing about you. And that is, this thing is rooted in a type of fear. And that type of fear is, you have a fear of failing. You have a fear of your work not being perfect. You have a fear of your speech not being perfect. You have a fear of your task not being perfect. You have a fear of your goal not being perfect. You have a fear of failing. And hear me now, when you have that fear of failing, it's going to sabotage your efforts of moving forward. And so now, if this is you, this is how you can tackle it. You got to first understand that perfectionist doesn't exist. Hear me. Nobody is perfect. No, absolutely no. There was only one perfect one, and that was Jesus himself. There's nobody that's perfect. So you have to understand that perfection doesn't exist. Now, another way to tackle is, you got to understand that whatever you do, just do your best at it, and just know that your best is good enough. So do your best. And I like to say this, and just leave the results up to God. Stop trying to make everything perfect, because by you doing that, you're delaying progress. You're going to procrastinate, and it's going to keep you from reaching your goals. So you got that? So that's the first reason behind procrastination. So let's move on. Here's the second reason behind procrastination: because a fear of failure. And I kind of touched on that just a little bit, but it's a fear, having a fear of failure. Listen, there are some who really worry about how, people's going to perceive them if they don't reach their goal, or, if their goals don't come to fruition. And because they have that fear, they don't even bother with trying. But you know what? I thank God that this guy was not like that. I think, I'm a basketball fan, and I so thank God that Michael Jordan was not like that. Listen, you guys, he got cut from his high school basketball team and still went on to be one of the greatest NBA players on the planet. Why? Because he didn't have a fear of failing. He didn't have a fear of failing. Stop letting the fear of failing stop you. Look, Michael Jordan didn't let that stop him. Oprah Winfrey didn't let that stop her. Thomas Edison didn't let that stop him. Listen, you need to stop letting it stop you. Get rid of the fear of failing. Now, if this is you, how do I get rid of this, Pastor Wanda? I have this fear of fail. There are some things that I won't even try because I think I'm going to fail at it. And because of that, I procrastinate. I delay in doing the task. I delay in doing the goal. If that is you, let me help you out with this. Number one, the first thing you want to do is understand that failure is not fatal. Failure is not fatal. And most mistakes, hear me now, can be fixed. Most mistakes can be fixed. If you can just remember that all things, look, even your mess up, God knows how to make those things work together for your good, then you're not going to be afraid to fail. You're not going to be afraid to try. Listen, God knows how to take your mess up and fix them up. But you got to go ahead and try it. So stop being afraid to fail. But the second thing, in order to tackle this, if this is you, if you have this fear of failing, you got to use the power of visualization. So in other words, stop seeing yourself fail and start seeing yourself to succeed. The reason why you're seeing yourself fail on the outside, because you're seeing yourself fail on the inside. You got to use the power of visualization in a powerful way and in a positive way to start seeing yourself reaching your goals and not see yourself being defeated by your goals. If you use the power of visualization, I'm telling you, it would take you further than you could have ever imagined. So if you just do those two things, I'm telling you, it's going to help you to get rid of the fear of failing, and it's going to keep you from procrastinating. So you guys got it? Okay, let's go to number 3. Is this helping you guys? Okay, great. So let's go to the third reason why people procrastinate. Here's the third reason: because of the fear of the unknown. Because of the fear of the unknown. Listen, so many times people procrastinate because they aren't sure of the outcome. They struggle with the thought of, what if it doesn't work out? Or what if they say no? Or what if I'm not good enough? And so they struggle with all of these thoughts. And here's the thing: when you struggle with the fear of unknown, let me tell you, a million and one thoughts is going to come to your mind on why you should not do it, why you should not say it, or why you should not go there. But here's the thing: you have to ignore those thoughts, and you got to do this. You got to do it anyway. You got to just do it. As a matter of fact, I believe that Joyce Meyer just wrote a book called "Do It Afraid," and that's what it's going to take. You're going to have to go ahead and do it afraid. And here's the thing: again, when you go ahead and do it afraid, who knows? It may turn out just perfectly. It may turn out just fine, but you got to be willing to just do it. So in other words, go ahead and go on an interview. Go ahead and write that book. Go ahead and make that phone call. Look, go ahead and get that new hairstyle. Look, go get that new outfit. Just go ahead and do it. Stop being afraid of the unknown. And just know, again, that all things will work together for my good. You just got to go ahead and do it. You got to know this, that I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me. Even though I don't know the outcome, God knows the outcome. And because he loves you, he's going to make sure that everything comes out and turns out just fine. Listen, if you never try it, you'll never get to where you want to be. So you got to try it. You just got to do it and watch what happens. I'm pretty sure that it'll turn out just fine. Stop being afraid of the unknown and just do it. So that's the third reason why people procrastinate, because they're afraid of what might happen. But let's look at number 4. The fourth reason behind procrastination, why people procrastinate, is a lack of self-control. Having a lack of self-control will always keep you in this place of procrastination. Listen, believe it or not, impulsivity can be a major contributor to procrastination. There are so many people that lack self-control in order to stay focused to reach their goals. And so therefore they allow themselves to be distracted all day long because they lack self-control to stay focused. Hear me now. If you're going to reach your goals, you got to have some self-control to stay focused. You have to eliminate distractions, remove the distractions so you can have straight focus, self-control so that you can reach your goals. So that's another reason why people procrastinate, because they lack self-control. They're distracted by everything. They're distracted by every noise, by every person that comes in the room, by anything that they see. No, you got to have some self-control. You got to be focused so that you can reach your goal. Now, if this is you, I love that picture of that little doggy in there. But if this is you, this is how you can tackle this. If you lack self-control, or should I say, if you just lack the ability to stay focused, this is what you can do. Start removing the distractions or change your environment so you can stay focused. If the area where you are working in, or the area where you are, has a lot of distractions, it has a lot of different things that cause you to lose your focus, then sometimes you have to uproot yourself and move yourself into a different environment, or remove the very thing that distracts you. So in other words, if your phone is distracting you, remove your phone because it's keeping you from being focused. And here's the fifth one. The fifth reason behind procrastination is this: because your goals are unclear. There are a lot of people, and I shouldn't say a lot of people, but there are many people who procrastinate in reaching their goals. Why? Because their goals are so unclear. And this is probably the most common cause to procrastination, just having unclear goals. But you got to make sure that your goals are clear. When your goals are clear, that's when the results will appear. But when your goals are vague, the results will be vague. So you want to make sure your goals are clear. You could be procrastinating on things because you have unclear goals, unclear priorities, and unclear direction. But the moment you get clear about what you want, Listen, procrastination is out the window and you're able to make some mad progress towards reaching your goals. And so, with that being said, if this is you, this is how you want to tackle it. You got to be crystal clear about what you want. You got to be crystal clear about how much money you want to save. So, if the goal is I want to save money, I want to save $5,000 this year, then be crystal clear on I want to save $5,000 this year. Don't say I want to save money. That's not being clear. That's not being clear on giving you directions. That's not being clear on setting your priorities. Be clear about what you want. How much money do you want to save? How much weight do you want to lose? How much weight do you want to gain? You may be surprised. There are people out there that they're not trying to lose weight, they're trying to gain weight. But how much is that? Be clear about that. What goal do you want to reach? Be clear about that as well. This is one of the most common reasons why most people procrastinate when it comes to goal setting, because their goals are not clear. You have to be clear about what you want. Why? Because the moment your goals are clear, that is when the results will appear. Vague goals will always produce vague results. So you want to make sure your goals are clear. So in closing, hey, you guys, you want to make tremendous progress with your goals. And the only way to do that, you have to overcome this thing called procrastination. Here's the thing. You got to refuse to allow another day to go by without you going after your dreams and your goals. Don't allow another day, another week, another year go by without you going after your goals. James chapter 2, verse 17 said, faith without works is what? That's right, is dead. That means you got to put aside procrastination and you have to go to work. I gave you 5 reasons why people procrastinate. If you found yourself in that area, I gave you things that you can do to tackle it. Listen, go ahead and tackle that procrastination so that you can see all of your goals and all of your dreams come to pass. So you guys got that? Also, I want you to go ahead and follow me and subscribe to my YouTube channel, Go for the Goal. I have a lot of videos, a lot of information on there that's going to help you to set and achieve your goals. And then lastly, hey, if you want more information about Go for the Goals, you can visit my website, www.wandamartin.org. Well, like I always like to say, hey, you guys, thank you so much for joining me today. Hey, be safe, be great, and be 8 all day. God bless. Eight percent. Bye.